Okay, so 2 years ago, if I had told you, imagine Windows laptop. It has poor battery life, bad speakers, poor display, and it would have that Windows key. But in 2024, things are changing. Take this newly launched Vivobook S for instance, dedicated Copilot key, dedicated AI cores for on-device AI, Intel Arc GPUs as well as OLED display. So the question that has to be asked is, are Windows laptops finally changing? Is this what every Windows enthusiast dreamt of? Is this the ideal productivity laptop / MacBook killer? Well, to answer all of this, we have been using this laptop for a few days now and things are very interesting. Take unboxing for instance, like you get the laptop, some paperwork, a charging cable, the charging adapter, all of this is normal. However, if you see here, you get this cardboard box inside and with some super scientific skills, this can even transform into a laptop stand. Like, that is pretty new. Now, I would say this laptop has a few interesting things, like starting off with the build, like just have a look at this. It looks sleek, modern. On the top, you have this Asus Vivobook branding. At the back, you have vents to exhaust the hot air, and at the bottom, you have the intake vents. Plus the speakers, I'll come to the speakers in just a moment. And here's something different. See, this laptop comes in slightly blue color. Like mostly laptops come in either white or black color. And this has this metallic blue finish, like very subtle.
Does it come in black?
Yes, for all the Bruce Wayne fans out there, yes, it does come in black. Besides the color, see the laptop weighs in around this much, and just to give a perspective, this is how a 16-inch MacBook weighs. And I was carrying this laptop regularly to the office and I didn't feel the weight of it or anything in my backpack. Also, the laptop comes with most of the necessary ports. On the left, you get a HDMI 2.1, 2 Type-C Thunderbolt 4 ports, micro SD card reader and a headphone jack. On the right, you have 2 full-size USB-A ports. By the way, these are USB 3.2. The only thing missing here is a full-sized SD card reader. Like I've been using this to edit my photos on Photoshop and make thumbnails and all of that, and every time I had to use a dongle. So maybe Asus and other brands could look into this, like laptop for a creator, full-size SD card, please. Now the two major highlights of this laptop are display and performance. So if you see, this is a 16-inch 3.2K 120Hz OLED display. Like let me show you the difference. See, side by side with the MacBook Air, the Asus laptop blacks look more black. But a major problem with OLED displays has been color accuracy. Well, this display is 100% DCI P3 and has a delta value of less than 1. So in simple words, if you're doing Photoshop or other color grading and all, the display will have close to accurate colors. So if I edit a blue image on Photoshop over here and I send this to this iMac, this also has a delta value of less than 1 and it's pretty much the gold standard for color accuracy. So you can see the blue color is about the same on both the displays. Also see, if I go into the My Asus app, I can change the color calibration for content creation or for media consumption. And speaking of watching movies, this other day I was watching Batman vs Superman. It has a lot of dark scenes and the picture quality was top notch. Like it's not a notch but top notch. Like from a movie watching and color grading perspective, this laptop is very good. Also, since this is a high refresh rate monitor, if you see side by side with the MacBook Air, scrolling through web pages feels more smooth and fluid. Now I know the biggest concern with OLED displays is burning. Like for a very long time, if you have something on the screen, it will leave an imprint and this is how it will look. But Asus has pixel refresh and pixel shift, so the pixels will ever slow slightly shift after a time so that it doesn't have burning. And the second highlight of this laptop is performance. Now I have been using the laptop as my daily driver, watching movies, browsing the web, editing thumbnails in Photoshop. There is no lag or anything as such. In fact, see here, I'll open Adobe Premiere, import a 4K video, apply a color grade and see the video playback is fine. And not just that, see, I'll run Forza 5, 1080p high settings and it is giving me around 40 FPS, so very much playable. And I was also playing GTA 5 on this, you know, gearing up for GTA 6 if it ever comes.
It will obviously come.
Who knows?
2025.
Who knows? And even in GTA 5, all settings set to high, I was getting good FPS. Then I even played FC24, gaming again was fine. And all of this is coming from the integrated graphic Intel Arc. Like, let me explain. So all laptops have graphic card. The gaming laptops have dedicated GPU which dedicatedly handles gaming, and the other laptops have integrated GPU which are built inside the CPU. And previously, Intel integrated CPUs were just bad. You couldn't play anything beyond CSGO. But with the latest Intel Core Ultra processors, they have introduced their new integrated graphics called Intel Arcs, and this is the biggest upgrade I believe. Because see, it can handle high-level games with decent FPS. Now the variant that you have here is Core 7 Ultra 155H, but this series goes all the way up to Core Ultra 9. Now this Core Ultra series is different from Intel 14th gen processors because these have dedicated AI cores. However, all of that said, I must mention one thing, that the CPU here gets warm. Like see here, I run the Cinebench benchmark and look at those temps, they are all above 90 degrees. And this can have an impact if you're doing heavy tasks. Like we got a score of around 11,000, which is a bit less. Core Ultra 7 155H should score around 13,000. Now yes, Asus has implemented something called iSchool Thermal, which you can tweak it as per your liking, and of course, you will not be running benchmarks the entire day long. So in normal usage or gaming, you would hardly notice this difference, but since this happened, it's my job to mention. Besides this, the laptop also has very gamery features, like let me show you. Alexa, turn off studio lights. Alexa is very fast. So you can see you have RGB keyboard. Sam's gonna love this. And you can even change the mode from the settings, like there is breathing, strobe light, or my favorite static blue. Like static blue goes very well with the color of this laptop. Now since we are on the topic of keyboard, the typing experience here is really good. Like I have written a lot of scripts on this laptop and the keyboard is silent, but you can still feel the click of it. But what I like even more than the keyboard was the trackpad. Like this is a very big trackpad. I love big trackpads. Who doesn't like big trackpads? Come on. Like just for reference, this is another 16-inch gaming laptop and this is the trackpad versus the one on the Asus. The Asus trackpad is big. And even the quality of the trackpad is really good. It is very smooth and fluid. Like the 2-finger gesture, the 3-finger gesture works very good. Besides this, you also get a 1080p webcam and this is how the video and audio quality is, and I would say it gets the job done. Also with the Core Ultra processors, you get AI cores, so you can even blur the background in real time on device. Also there are a bunch of extra AI features, like there is auto framing. So see, if I move around, the camera zooms in and tries to keep me at the center of the frame. Also, since this is an Intel Evo certified laptop, the battery life is good. Like brightness set to 50 to 60% and doing non-gaming work like typing or watching videos, I was getting 7 to 8 hours of battery life on a full charge, which is nice. Now the only thing with this laptop or most of the Windows laptop are the speakers. Like let me demonstrate you by giving two scenarios. I'll play a music on the laptop while it is on the table. See, the audio is loud, there's not much bass, so it's a bit tingy. But now when I move the laptop to the sofa, the audio gets completely muffled, and the major reason for this is the speakers are at the bottom. I don't know what it is, but the bottom firing speakers are not that effective in all scenarios, so Windows brand should work on it and bring the speaker at the top, at least in laptops above 1 lakh rupees. Which brings me to the pricing. Like this Vivobook S that we have here costs 1.16 lakh. Now, is this the best go-to laptop at this price point if you have 1.16 lakh? Well, it all depends on your need. If you want something for casual gaming, video editing, doing more Photoshop, coding and all of that, then you can look into the Vivobook S series. There is also a Core Ultra 5 version which starts at 1.02 lakh. But if you want a dedicated gaming laptop at this price, then you can look at other laptops with RTX 4050 or 4060. Those are proper gaming laptops. However, interesting question. If you have 1 lakh rupees, will you go with slim Ultrabooks that is all-in-one productivity with really good display, or you would go with a dedicated graphic card hardly based on performance? Let me know in the comments below. On that note, this is Bhai signing off. See you in the next video.